Hello everybody. Before I jump into what I hope is the final stretch of this Would You Rather tag, I wanted to share a couple of quick updates. First, I've connected with Jazzy Doodle Designs and got the 25 questions for her newer I'd rather coloring tag. So once I finish this tag, that'll be the next one I'm working on. And just an interlude, I made 2 cups of lavender chamomile tea. I've taken both of my inhaler, well, no, I've taken this one, which is the Fluctinase. I have my cough drops. I just had my cough syrup. I have my tea. There's water behind me. I hope we can do this. Back to what I was saying. Second of all, I wanted to say thank you. Today the channel reached 100 subscribers. I'm not going to make a big milestone video out of it, but I do want to acknowledge it and say that I appreciate everyone who has watched, commented, shared their creativity, and supported the channel. I appreciate you helping me reach this little milestone. I really appreciate your support. So my cat's asleep in the cat tree. My daughter's doing her laundry. We have some uninterrupted time. I hope my cough will let me finish this tag. And I want to thank Lucy Fox's Den, who pointed out for me that I'm actually doing an older version of Would You Rather. And I also want to thank Jazzy Doodle Designs for giving me the link to her first video, and that has the questions, and I look forward to doing that one next time. I'm still getting bothered by the shadows, but again, I'm gonna have to look up half moonlight. I can't really fuss too much right now because I never have time to waste. So I'll be continuing what I'm doing, getting ready for my buddy color with Tanny and Frog's Tail, and going forward. So I think the next one that I got stuck on was would you rather color a page with a YouTube tutorial or color pages in a tutorial from a book? That's not really like a would you rather for me, because I like both. I know it's asking me what I prefer. I'm about to get, I just did my brain. Yeah, this cough in my sleep. And I love summer break, but the adjustment. Anyways, so where were we? We were talking about preferring a book or a video. I guess, well, I mean, I like both. If I have the time, I like a video because I like seeing it in action. If I don't have the time, I like a book. Yeah. Because you can come back to it, but I have many playlists on my channel around mediums, around books, around styles, around subjects. Plus I have many tutorial books, so both. Okay. Next one, number 12. Would you rather color food or glass? Food for sure. Glass is very difficult. It takes a lot of skill to color glass, and some people that have taught me class are Barbara Color. I've been learning glass from her. I did not make notes from this, so I'm going off the top of my head. Who else have I learned glass from? Yeah, I don't know right now. That's one of the things where I actually have, let me show you something. That's when I actually pull out an artist book, colored texture for colored pencils. What else? I have the complete book of textures for artists, and I have the colored pencil ones on my Kindle. but and because I work in graphite and colored pencil and acrylic, this is useful. But like, see, hard surfaces, clear glass. Here we go. Also, another book I have, this is one that my ex-fiance gifted to me. We have this guy, if you really want to learn how to color pencils, Gary Green's your man. He also did this book. Let's back up a little so I can, no, I won't build, that has nothing to do with it. Okay. So even in this book, let's take a look. See this? Man-made textures, glass. So obviously this is a challenge for colorists and for artists. Let's take a look here. See that? So yeah, food is a lot easier than glass. And then let's see, I think there's even a glass project in here. Yeah, bowl of fruit. So yeah, layering demonstrations. See glass bottles. Let's turn to page 122. By the way, this is where I learned, like, how I really started learning about colored pencils. If you really want to learn how to use colored pencils, well, it's like the book says, this is the book for you. Where's page? Yeah, layering demonstrations. So we have a magnolia blossom, seagull, butterfly. Yeah, see, glass bottles. Now, we've been talking about mechanical pencils. I don't know how many of you know this, but when you, first of all, it's painting with colored pencils. But when you draw with colored pencils, you actually have to, let's see if he shows it on the very first one. You actually have to, yeah, see, you actually have to like draw your line and then erase it with graphite. That's why we use blue lead. But we're getting way off topic here. We're getting into the art end of things, which I can, you know, Tanny's asked me to make tutorials. Shout out to her. We talked a bit about it. She started her YouTube channel before me, but at some point I will, but not right now. That was a long-winded question. Answer to number 12. Number 13, would you rather color in Jasmine Beckett Griffith books or Jade Summer books? Now I have a strong opinion about that, and I'm going to tell you why. Where's number 10, Bright Tangerine? My brain is so tired. If I get through this one, I'll be quite happy. Okay. This is when I start going through all the ones where to find number 10 so I don't start a new sheet. Here we go. So Jasmine Beckett Griffith is line drawings based on her paintings. Now, I haven't done a tour of my paintings on my walls. Maybe someday I will, maybe I won't. But I was trained as a post-impressionist. Here we go. Abstract expressionist. So for me, line drawings based on paintings don't really work. Like, I understand she's selling coloring books. I used to be really enthralled with her art, but I'm not really trying to replicate paintings of other people's work from drawings, but that's because I'm a painter. I understand not everyone's a painter. Also, in my opinion, as I've somebody that's like studied, you know, I don't want to show up in a search engine, so I got to be careful what I say. But as someone who's studying iconography, I can really appreciate strong line work, and I don't think Jasmine Beckett Griffith has it. Now, I'm talking as an artist now, not a colorist, so I don't mean to offend anyone, but I can't. Okay, I'm recording right now. cool. So yeah, I can't not see that. So for that reason, I'd say Jade Summer, because I'd rather color Jade Summer, because Jade Summer was designed to be coloring books as opposed to a painter who wanted to sell coloring books. And I'm not denigrating for wanting to sell it, but as a colorist, from a colorist point of view, I'd much rather color Jade Summer. Okay, would you rather color a color by number book or a mandala book? Actually, I like both. Let's see, I'm on 12%. Brain, 12. I don't know which one I'm on. See, my lines didn't go. Please don't do that. Great. My cat is going to see if my daughter... Oh, she's waiting outside my daughter's door. Okay. I got totally distracted. Would you rather color a color by number book or a mandala book? I like them both. I have both. Obviously, you can get more creative with a mandala book, but you can get creative with color by numbers. Like when I first, or one of the, when I first started getting comfortable with adult coloring, there's a coloring book company called Color Questopia, and one of the colorists I watched a video on was, I think the one right before this was coloring with, brain's not working, was coloring in a Questopia book. And you can shade, you can shade and color by number books. Like I've learned since I've branched out that, for example, okay, I bought paint with water books, and I was kind of embarrassed about posting them because I felt like it was cheating. And we could talk about what you could or couldn't post, but I'd have to create my own video on that because that's irrelevant. But you can totally shade on top of color by number. You can add details. So I don't think color by number books are limiting at all. I belong to a mandala coloring book on Facebook. I belong to a color by number group on Instagram. So I love them equally. I'm going to sneeze. Okay, question number 15. Would you use watercolors forever or alcohol marker forever? That's an easy one for me. I've had training in watercolors. I've not had training in alcohol markers, which I imagine you would get if you were pursuing a career as a graphic designer. What did I do here? For frick's sake. I skipped one. Yeah. My brain should not be left unsupervised. I skipped one. No wonder I got confused. Okay. Let me focus again. My cat is sitting outside my daughter's door. Okay. Now I gotta both correct my mistake and answer this question. Okay. So I was trained in watercolor. I was not trained in alcohol markers. I have many sets of watercolors and many sets of alcohol markers. And if I had to choose, I would say watercolors just because I feel more comfortable with them. Number 16, would you rather color a Christmas page in June or an Easter page in December? Neither. It's interesting as I'm talking, I recognize that this is going to get transcribed and anybody can find what I say on the internet. And I'm not anonymous. I wanted to remain anonymous, but at least, I'm anonymous. I don't use my last name. By not using my last name, I remain anonymous. But if somebody really wanted to look me up or find me, they could. So I have to be really careful what I say on transcript about Christian holidays. So Let me just say that if I was to color a Christmas or an Easter page, it wouldn't be traditional, although October Cat Colors did some really cool pages in the Velveteen Rabbit and The Night Before Christmas, and she actually inspires me to want to get those books. So that's kind of amazing for me. She's like a code switcher for me, because my Christmas, I don't have any spooky Easter books. There's some really cool AI ones, but again, that's not a question here, but I won't knowingly buy AI art. But I do have like creepy, like spooky Christmas, a whole nother thing. I could do a whole video on, my alt Christmas books. So can't really answer that question either. 17, would you rather color on Create Space paper or tan tone paper? Okay, if we're talking about coloring, obviously Create Space paper, because when we're talking about tan tone paper, I mean, for me, that's art paper. I mean, I learned about coloring on tan tone paper from Pamela's Passion for Pencils. And I will once again mention all the creators that I got inspiration from in the comments, so you can look them up if you want to. She did teach me how to color on tan tone paper, and I think another colorist did. There's some colorists that I don't remember their names of anymore because I don't really go to their streams anymore, but I know that there are other colorists who teach how to color on tan tone paper. But that being said, if I have tan tone paper, which I do, I'm going to be using it for my original artwork. That stuff is expensive. I'm not going to like print out somebody else's drawings on tan tone paper to color them. I'm going to draw my own originals. So, Create Space paper. And honestly, I like the challenge of working on Create Space paper because it is so hard. I mean, to me, I'm like, let's do it. And shout out to my country, Colorful Country Life. She said she will be doing a like showdown, or a video on best pencils for like Amazon paper. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, number 18, would you rather color with Prismacolor Premieres or Arteza pencils? Prismacolor, obviously, I own both, and I don't have a thing against Arteza pencils, but I've been using Prismacolor since high school, and Arteza is a relatively new okay, I don't know what my daughter's doing, but she has her AirPods in. And my brain just stopped working. What was I talking about? She's on the phone. Okay. Yes, your mom's doing a recording for the YouTube channel. You better not track that bird seed in here. Where was I? So I own Arteza. I don't have anything against it. I'm just not familiar with it. Shoot. There. See, like this, my friends, Coloring View and Auntie Chris, is why I don't want to stream. The way my brain works, there is no way on this earth that I could focus on coloring a live stream, people in the chat. Don't let that cat out.
I didn't.
Okay, what was I saying? So yeah, this is why I don't want to live stream. I am building up the courage to do like a scheduled premiere. So yeah. Okay, 19. Would you rather color the... See, I'm totally like, this is really hard to even stay focused. Would you rather... what's the word? Would you rather color the background or the main image first? I would prefer to color the background first, but I often, at this point, am coloring the main image first because if I'm gonna color the background first, then I'm gonna be using other materials like distress ink or pastels, or, you know, I want to experiment with tempera paint sticks. Can I see mine, or did I put them somewhere out of reach? I have some neon ones. We were talking about that yesterday on Clever Ivy Swirl stream, and I think I might have put them out of my reach because they weren't supposed to be a part of this. So yeah, that's what happens when you move things around. Okay, so I would rather color the background first, but I usually end up I usually end up coloring the foreground first, and that's just because I haven't trained myself to color the background first. All right, let's see. That was 1920. Would you rather use Neocolor 2 or Derwent Inktense? I would say Derwent Inktense, just for the fact that I have more experience with them. While I have Neocolor 2, I haven't really broken them out yet. Like I said before, I bought a lot of coloring supplies when I either had the money or the boyfriend. You know, when I wanted the money from full-time work and I wanted the boyfriend. Full-time work no longer became an option after my PTSD caught up with me, and boyfriends became too expensive. So, but you know, some people are like, why are you buying all that stuff when you're not using it? Well, because I know I'm gonna use it. And now after 5 years, my life has finally settled down to the point of being able to use it. I'm an artist. I know the value of tools. Like, for example, let me show you something from this book. Neocolor 2. So there's a list in here which is really cool. See this: wax-based colored pencils, water-soluble colored pencils, oil-based colored pencils. So Neocolor 2, okay? Now Derwent Inktense is not listed in here because it is not a pencil. It is ink, and also this book was published in 2010. I don't know if Inktense came out by then. We can find out. So here we have, where is it? We have, oh, where's Karron? Where is it? Neocolor 2. Yeah, so we have Neocolor 2. We don't have Derwent Inktense. We have Derwent watercolor. So now I'm really curious about which one. Let me see if I have time to show you, because we're still recording here. I have a lot of resources under my desk here. Like, I have binders. I mean, I guess, you know, I'll be showing you the stuff that eventually, like this is a binder where, like, I have alcohol marker blends. Aha, I found what I was looking for. Let's see, is the watercolor version here? This is one of the resources I bought and printed out. This is from Karron Hull, and it's a colored pencil conversion chart. Does she go into the brain focus? Is this the watercolor one? No, I have to find out where I put that. I think I put it somewhere else. But see, this is something, I don't think I bought this, but when I was trying to follow Copic tutorials, this is a Copic to Ohuhu, like, so I could use Ohuhu markers in Copic tutorials. Here's another one, color comparison pencils to markers, like Prismacolor, Spectrum Noir, Pro Marker, but this isn't the watercolor. Okay, drawings. Show and tell, shall we? Some of my drawings. let's see. So see, like, this is, this one was fun. This is with the alcohol markers. The first ones I bought, Tau Tree, which are fine point. Antichrist, this one's for you. I was going to show you the photo on Instagram, but this is from Learning How to Draw Fairies, Linda Ravencroft's book, which is across the room. See the difference here? Like, black lines, no. We learned what we were doing. This is a drawing of Richard Rohr. That is the drawing of a friend of mine who took this photo for me. It was a joke, but I don't want to break the internet with an offensive picture. I truly am not interested in creating controversy. I don't know why some people react to me the way they do, but you know what? I am staying away from those people. Here's like resources on Arteza. Like, I'm even afraid to mention names now where I got these from, just because I found the unfriendly corner of the internet. These are some printed out PDFs. These are, you know, when I first started coloring, these are some color alongs, you know, like works, like I have some works in progress. It makes me sad when I look at these because, see, like here's Tantone paper. I didn't finish it because this woman, she has been look at this, September 25th, 2021. So like I said, I was in the coloring community 5 years ago, but at that time, I had, you know, left, you know, one career, was, you know, going back to my teaching, ended a relationship, and I didn't know then what I know now, but I've been through a lot in the last 5 years in the coloring community, and it makes me very, very, very sad. But, you know, it's so perfect. I don't need to go any farther. So this is, this is tan paper, and I was trying to find ink tints. I got way overstimulated. Anyways, let's just keep going through some works in progress. This was, you know, so this is, see, I'm going to feel some grief over this because all these, like, colorists, like, relationships broke down. I mean, I'm not going to even go into detail. I don't understand it. I'm just minding my business. But this is like the first coloring event I came into. It was a Halloween one. I was, you know, someone talks about where do you learn how to color clothes, and, you know, this is a coloring page from Hannah Lynn that Pamela's Passion for Pencils was teaching. You know, this was, so this is when the reason why I started learning how to color is so that I could, where's my portrait? For example, color my own portraits, like this one, right? So anyways, I'm feeling some grief now, so this is really hard for me to talk about. Yeah, so let's see. So this one, yeah, I mean, this was hard. I can understand why people who don't feel comfortable with skin, because this is how you have to learn. So, you know, I don't know why we're doing this, but we're doing this. This is one of the first artists that started coloring. I think my ex-fiance, you know, bought me some books like owls, you know, sugar skulls. Like, these are some of my first pages before I know what I was doing. Here's some original work of mine. This is, I told you I took abstract expressionism from my painting teacher, who was trained by some of the original abstract expressionists. I was trying to look for the watercolor. This, you know, this is a printout from Sophie Colors about the Silence of the Lambs. I mean, I had all these intentions, and then my preschool teaching career kicked off, you know, things I printed out. You know, this is This is something really cool for Selena Fenix. I mean, it just breaks my heart to look at this. Look at this, 10/31/21. Yeah, it breaks my heart. I mean, I just want to cry. So let's take a breath, feel our feelings. You know, I mean, I've been through a lot in the coloring community. You know, I talk about it with my therapist, my best friend. I mentioned that to my friend Coloring View this morning in her premiere. I mean, you know, yeah. The coloring community is different things to different people, and I think I will leave it at that. So, where were we? Well, I got totally distracted. 21. Would you rather rip a page out of a book that has gone wrong or persevere and rescue the page? Well, considering that I've tossed my own paintings in the dumpster because, you know, I used to be poor and I would have to like paint over painting after painting, like layer of gesso. Okay, I can take a painting off the wall, right? Here's one next to my desk. Let's see if I can zoom out. Let's see if I can do this. Can I do this? No, I can't zoom out. Okay, well, this is one of my paintings. It's large. It's 24 by 36. It's a painting of rocks. See my hand? Large. So there is some texture here. This is impasto technique. But I believe this was painted over because I was poor and I don't know how it got damaged. So you're talking to someone who's thrown away her paintings. I've ripped up my drawings since high school. So for me, let's just say I'm a recovering destructive artist. I always used to joke about Eros and Thanatos, and if an artist has a strong life force, then they're going to have a strong death force. And so definitely past the point of ripping pages out of books. And number 22, would you rather color in a hardback book or a softback book? Well, I have, let's say R.J. Hampson. I have his hardbacks, which I haven't started coloring in, are his softbacks. So this one, what's the bonus of this one? Those of you who know, it is this. Second set of pages. So would I rather have a second set of pages? I mean, I could do my own would you rather. Or would I rather have paper quality? Probably for me, for coloring, second set of pages. For drawing, paper quality. 22, yeah, okay, so bonus question, who's your favorite artist? I refuse to answer this question because I don't pick favorites. And I know other people have, you know, I know it's all fun and it's all games, but you know what? I can have my opinions and my feelings too. So I always say, if you don't like my opinions, there's always another channel. I can talk about some artists that I collect. Hannah Carlzone, Maria Troll, Kirby Rosanes, Mythographic, Marty Noble. These are, let's see, some more. Junjo Ito, the Japanese artist. Denise Kettle, I can't pronounce it. Oh yeah, Alan Roberts, The Beauty of Horror. Johanna Basford, Doi. Oh gosh, I hear my cat, so we're about done. Let's come up with number 10, Rita Berman. So yeah, too many favorites to name. So I think I'll close it here. I did not prepare an outro. We're at 34 minutes. That felt a lot longer than 34 minutes. Isn't it interesting how time works? At any rate, I'm going to click off here. Tomorrow I will do Jazzy Doodle designs. I didn't make a note today of who I mentioned. So I'm just going to have to go from memory. So I'm going to click off here and bid you goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one. This might take 1 or 2 clicks.